Wait a minute, you said you were gonna be done doing sneakers.
Bruh, shut the hell up. You didn't listen to the video, okay? Once again, we're not done doing sneakers, but we're not gonna be doing sneakers every single day on this channel. Matter of fact, you didn't go watch my last live stream, did you? Well, the next person and the next people that comment something of that nature, I'm gonna link you to my live stream because we've been going live each and every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday so far. We'll look into Thursday and possibly Friday as well. So make sure you tune into the new content when it drops, because if you're not watching the new content and you're only watching the sneaker content, then yeah, it's gonna look like I never did anything new. But if you're watching both, you're doing the right thing. At the end of the day, we're not done doing sneakers. I said that in my video, but we did sell over 50 pairs of sneakers, and we're gonna be dropping a video on that very, very soon. My top 10 regretted sneakers that we sold, or top 10 that hurt the most, something of that nature. And we still got about another 50 more to go, which I'm gonna be loading up on 2wild's Closet. Each and every day, I'll be adding on something new throughout the week. So we have a lot more to go. Go to 2wildscloset.com and just stay on top of that. But with that said, sneaker videos will still remain here. We're not going anywhere, guys. May you see these 3 shoes. Are you gonna get a review on all 3 of them? No. You might get a short though, so stay tuned. This is the last time though I'm gonna mention it. Moving forward, when we get a comment that says, I thought you said you were quitting or all that, I'm just gonna link them to the new content. I'm gonna link them to the live stream that we did that day, or how we talked about recently a live stream on UN and they were scamming people. You guys know about that? I'll link that one down below in the description. We did a full live stream about that. Or we also did an IRL recently where we were just out and about in the streets. We went and got some tacos and ate, and talked about things going on in the world, like Israel and Iran right now, unfortunately. Those are the type of content that we're gonna be doing more and more of. With that said, let's get straight into it. First things first, we picked up some hats real quick. Had to pick up these bad boys. Hawaii Pro Bowl 1992. I love it, snapback. And then also an OG Atlanta Falcons hat right there. It's only right, and these are officially NFL licensed. Now, these should be available, maybe, I don't know yet, on SoulPlay. If not, I'll link you to somewhere else that got these hats available where you could go buy these right now. But these were fire. I saw these at SoulPlay when I had stopped. I had went over there earlier last week and forgot to show y'all. We picked these up. These are new era hats, by the way, as well. Fire. And I know fitted's been the move, but I still been wanting to get my snapback action on. Next up, we got a shoe in, man. Adidas actually reached out to me to do a video on these, but then accidentally said, oh, we don't have your size no more. So I was hurt. With that said, these are dropped already on Adidas. I think they haven't dropped everywhere else yet, and supposedly they're gonna be dropping everywhere else. That part I'm a little unsure of. Regardless of the fact, I wanted to get a pair of these. I wanted to see how they were in hand, and these things look pretty dope right now, just pulling them out. I ain't gonna lie to you. They come in this little bag right here, metallic bag with the Adidas logo. And as I stated before, these already have kind of dropped already in this particular colorway. And I think they're going slightly below retail. So that says a lot about it, but I kind of don't care about that part. I actually just like the shoe. The Adidas Climacool. I want to give a huge shout out to Fume for sponsoring today's video. Fume is a flavored air device. It's not a vape, it's not an e-cig, and doesn't use any nicotine, vapor, or batteries either. It's completely smoke-free and it's just natural flavored air. Now, I don't vape, may hookah occasionally, but I do know a lot of people out there who are trying to stop and trying to find ways to stop and maintain a healthy lifestyle. It gives you something to reach that is clean, simple, as well as satisfying. If it's something that you're trying to kick a bad habit or something to fidget with, that's a little satisfying, I know. It's a nice little way to get a fresh breath of air. This one's mint. It's built from premium wood, has magnetic components within it, and an even twistable airflow. With that said, you can easily swap out to different flavors if you want to change up the flavor that you're tasting. I mean, there's tons. Orange vanilla, spearmint, grapefruit, black licorice, peach blush. So if you're trying to kick a bad habit or just make some better choices, or even know someone who's trying to do it, go to tryfume.com/Tonyd2wild and use my code Tonyd2wild to get a free topper when you order a journey pack. Thanks to Fume for sponsoring today's video. Now this is the Adidas Climacool in a cream white, and we know the Climacool to look a little bit different from what we see here, right? This doesn't look like a typical Adidas Climacool. Now, from what this looks like though, is like a 3D printed sneaker from Adidas is in. Fully 3D printed, I mean, to the point where you can literally see through the shoe, right? There is a little bit more of a thickness of that 3D printing featured on the actual midsole, and outsole, but it still is 3D. Like, I'm literally looking through this little hole and I can see the desk right here. So these are different, extremely different. And these retail for $140. Now these released over on Adidas on May 2nd and are getting a more global release date on July 9th. Now this is a size 8.5. Let's just try these out right now. These might be worth doing some sort of content on, I ain't gonna lie. Because we did something on the Rejuvenate, and the Rejuvenate is another shoe that I love a lot and is very, very comfortable. And I kind of think that this is what Adidas is going after with these. Oh, wow. First and foremost, putting these on are not easy. It does not have that much stretch to it. I might have should have went with a 9. To be honest, it's like that material is gripping on my sock. Yeah, I might have should have went with a 9. I don't know, okay. It's the sock though. The sock is gripping on the inside here. I gotta get these on, bro. We gotta, but I definitely think I should have went with the 9. So they feel good and they look good, but they are extremely uncomfortable with these fucking socks on. I'm not gonna be, like, my toes are like cramped in here, bro. And I still got room. I might have to go with a size 9, bro. Jeez, Adidas. Yeah. Be aware on that one, guys. Be aware. So it's saying that a global release was on May 2nd. That's what I'm saying, but I just know other stores are getting them on July 9th. So these are kind of old. They're already on sale. This is more so a personal pickup that I actually may grab. But with that said, like, I need a size 9, I think, because, damn, this shit smells like fish. Like, not my socks, it's the shoe in general. But, yeah, they stink. That material, wherever they printed it with, smell like shit. But, yeah, that 8.5 is tough. So it's built by a 3D printed lattice structure. The super lightweight Climacool offers unbridled ventilation as airflow can enter and exit at any angle, wherein these sockless during the hot summer months might be the move. Design is extremely minimal with aerodynamic form. The branding stays sharp as 3 bold stripes sit up on the upper. You'll find a similar logo placement on the bottles. You'll see similar logo placements on models like the recently revealed Adi Zero Adios Pro Evo 2. I hate to do it, but I guess I gotta try this without like socks real quick. Let me just see if that at all helps. Because if it's like this without socks, then I know that these are just too small. I'm about to do my Ashton Hall right now. You know Ashton Hall be wearing no socks. Okay, so no socks is cool. They are tight though on that toe. So yeah, with that said, true to size, no, I say go up half a size. Comfort wise though, it feels extremely comfortable and I can definitely tell it's extremely breathable when I have my socks off. You can breathe and feel every single thing. With that said, you don't want to wear these out in the rain. You don't want to wear these anywhere where anything can fall on your shoes and go in straight to your feet or socks. Keep that in mind because these are extremely, what's that word? Porous, I would say, something of that nature. Support and grip traction, definitely there. They have a really good solid formation, even though these are all 3D printed. You could definitely tell that there's a lot more support though on the bottom of the shoe. The box and the packaging on it is pretty solid. Also called the Climacool, which is a OG name for an Adidas product, which is crazy that they would do that, but it kind of makes sense because it is a Climacool type of sneaker. Like it's breathable, that's what Climacools are based off of, that breathability, that ventilation, so it does live up to the name in a way. And as far as like what I would wear this with, I gotta see. When I was doing a bird's eye view though, they looked pretty dope. Definitely more of a sweatpants type of vibe, possibly socks, and treat it like other clogs and all that out here, because I actually think this is called the clog as well, right? The Climacool, is it called like the men's? They said it was called like the Climamog. I don't know if that's what StockX is calling it. Climacool though is what the actual shoe on Adidas. These are available right now on Adidas. I will link it down below in the description, so keep that in mind on the Confirmed app. With that said, they are on sale, so you don't have to buy them at a crazy price. You can get them at a fair, nice deal, so keep that in mind as well. Next up, we got something different from Adidas as well, though, and this is an upcoming release of a brand new You guessed it, this is an AE1 Low. Now this is not your typical AE Low. This is the Pre-Loved Lime is the particular colorway, and you can see they're doing a lot of different twists on this with that Pre-Loved Lime, that black. These are fire in my humble opinion. Now I don't own any. This actually releases on July 12th. The retail on these are gonna be $110. Do come with a second pair of laces. These are fire though. I like this colorway. It does though mimic a lot of that Halloween colorway that we saw on the Nike Dunk Lows, if you remember those. Was that this past year? It was, I want to say. But the AEs, for the most part, they've been killing it. You know, he's been killing it for the most part in general for this shoe line. The 2 soon to release pretty soon. I'm pretty sure at the end of this season or something of that nature. We're going to see if it lives up to the hype, because the 1s have definitely, like this AE1 in general, specifically the lows. I think the lows kind of outshine the highs in my humble opinion. The 1 highs were fire, and they dropped the lows and it was just crazy, right? It's going to be difficult though to see how that lives up to it, because this is definitely, in my opinion, one of the most dope first shoe signature releases out there for a athlete. You know, when you think of the first signature shoe, you're thinking of the Jordan 1, definitely on the list. Penny 1, definitely on the list. Penny 1 might be my favorite of all time. Kobe 1, you remember the first Kobe's, and I'm not talking about the Nike ones, I'm talking about the Adidas ones, right? I don't know. The Kobe 1 on Nike, pretty dope, pretty dope. LeBron's, looking back now, yes. Initially, I didn't like it, but it was cool. It was cool. Andre Agassi, if you want to throw that in there, definitely fire as well. And then you got other shoes out there from other athletes. Feel free to name them down below in the comment section, but these are fire, and this colorway is different. It's definitely different, something to look at. However, July 12th is the release date, so keep that in mind. Still a long ways to go. Typical box, everything is pretty much the AE standard in my humble opinion. Overall aesthetics look nice as well. You got that, what they call a Pre-Loved Lime, sea black, and then it says pure teal, which I'm guessing is more so on the back paneling right here. That's what definitely stands out, but also the black portion right here stands out as well, because usually these things have been kind of monochrome, especially like this portion is not the, I guess it's mainly because this is usually all black, and then this is the portion that has a color, where this is black and then the color is on the other parts of the shoe. That's why these kind of stand out a lot in my humble opinion. Just checking the market right now. These are currently though going like below retail, so that wouldn't be an issue. Keep that in mind. These are going for below retail right now, and they don't even release until July. So these are not something that's going to be hype and none of that. This is not something that I probably will be doing a review on or nothing of that nature either, but definitely probably review worthy as a short, or talk a little bit about it as a short, because they're fire and I like AEs. These are nice. Now, last but not least, man, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was a little disappointed on this one, right? This is one of those other ones, as I stated before, where I was like, I was definitely down to do the full on review, talk about it and all that, but I'm not gonna lie, like, it did what I had mentioned. If you guys remembered, I did a video on the other foam. Let's just show it though, right? The all whites, triple whites, Foamposite. So guys, we have the triple white Air Foamposite One. These are set to release on June 20th for a retail price point of $240. And when I initially saw these shoes, I thought of the whiteout foams, right? That released back in 2013. And I was expecting to see something of that nature, but we didn't get that. Now these are, for the most part, guys, I'm gonna be 1,000, just listen to me. They're fire. They look amazing. They look immaculate. They look nice. They look. But the quality, again, as I stated before, is that similar quality that was utilized on the Psychedelic Blue. Now, this particular pair, when I'm feeling it, does feel a little bit better than that pair. And what I was saying is when they utilize this matte type of finish on these foams, instead of the more of that metallic look or shine, it just feels like more cheaper type of quality material. And even on this shoe, when I look and it says upper contains synthetic leather. So I'm wondering a lot if this is all synthetic leather as well, utilized on the wrapping in the ankle collar, which is usually suede or more of a nubuck and a leather utilized here. This feels like somewhat of a leather, but it's definitely not leather. It's something else at this point. It's more all synthetic. But being a $240 shoe, which it has remained at that price at $230s, $240s for a long time and haven't went up, I just feel like the Foamposite quality has to be there. I feel like they have cut corners a little bit on foams in order to keep them at that price point. Instead of like with Jordan brand where they want to keep the quality good so they increase the price, I feel like with foams, to keep the price, they lower the quality. And I don't know, man. This particular pair is a little iffy. The Galaxies and the Royals, they definitely maintained and stayed true to their like style and feel. I will say, I don't have them here, they're somewhere, but I stepped on something, bro, and cracked the carbon fiber on my Royals. I'm really hurt about that because I never thought the carbon fiber would break on me. So I'm questioning the durability of carbon fiber, or specifically the Nike Foamposite carbon fiber, if that has kind of went downhill, but to each its own. With that said though, all white, man, all white bricks, off white bricks, white tan bricks, just hit a lick for 50 more bricks, balling like a bitch with all these bricks. You feel me? We just talked about bricks the other day on the Pure Money 4s, and we got another pair of these right here. Now these are fire though, for the most part, and I think these will do fairly well. I don't know if these will sell out. Psychedelic Blues didn't really do that, so I gotta kind of wait and see how that is. With that said, just be on the lookout when it comes to this particular shoe and how the market is doing, because you might be able to get this one below retail. But is it worth doing full-on content review on that part? I just don't really know, man. Let's check the market real quick. Let's just see what's the world saying. So right now, buy now for $260, last sale $230. So last sale was slightly below retail, but even though at that $230, you are going to be paying more after all the fees. So right now we're seeing it maintain at around that retail price, maybe $10, $20 above for the most part. Nothing is really sitting far below except for a size 9, which is at $236, which I would say is still kind of retail after all the fees. So that's a good sign. And these shoes are releasing on the 20th. So it's right around the corner, literally what, a day, tomorrow, whatever, whenever this video's out. So for it to say that, these might actually do fairly well and sell and perform fairly well for the most part. The box says white Air Foamposite One. And that's why it's called the triple white. But with that said, man, it's a fire shoe overall. The outsole, you got the all creamed out bottom, no diddy. But for me, I would wait for the white out. Who knows when that will come? It may be a long time. The anthracite, the all black joints were more so like matted like this, which I'm cool with. But the whites, I like these a lot, but I will just hold off and wait on this particular pair for a personal. Climacools, I'll probably do. But I noticed like, damn, it's a lot of white shoes about to come out for summer. We got the Climacools, we got these, and then we got the Pure Money 3s as well. So a lot of white coming out, a lot of off-white bricks dropping. Foams though, for the most part, if you are unfamiliar, they run usually like a half a size small or a little snug. Some people say, I usually go still true to size, but they do run snug, so keep that in mind. But they do break in and they do form to your feet over time, so you should be good with that as well. So keep that in mind also. But yeah, man, they look clean, man. They look good on camera. I'm looking at them like they're brightening up the whole goddamn room right about now, but we'll just have to wait and see. The carbon fiber is black and white with that checkered pattern, and it's that same matte overall look. That matte Foamposite material, like I say, I worry about, is just something that I feel like over time will crease. You know, the metallic or that shine, those typically don't do that. So that's just something that we'll have to just wait and see. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you guys check out Fume if you are trying to stop smoking or stop vaping. They definitely put out a dope product, a nice little fidgeter to go along with it. Smokeless, safe, no actual artificial chemicals or anything of that nature. So it's definitely a product that I would say to give a check out on if you are trying to quit a bad habit, smoking, vaping, or anything else. Salutes to Fume once again for sponsoring today's video, and I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Peace.